Welcome to the Drum Social Podcast with Alex Morse and Ben Bell.
Welcome to the Drum Social Podcast. Today's guest is the OG of online drum lessons, the man that sets the standard, the Steve Jobs of drums.
Wow. I do wear the same thing every day. So.
There you go. But Mr. Mike Johnston, how's it going?
Bro, it's good to be here. I can't believe we're in the room together.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, no worries. Come in whenever you feel like it.
Oh, okay, fine. Will Daly's walked in.
Will Daly's just walked in with
Since
a
there's
package.
there is another chair. I was going to say you could sit on my lap for the whole interview.
You can be the baby.
Yeah, but it's good.
We like to start the interviews out by me giving the guest a gift. So, Joel, if you would hand that bag to Mr. Johnston.
I was not prepared for this.
Now, if you'd like to get it out and have a look at what it is. It
Would
is
I start
official.
with this?
Yes, please.
Okay.
It is official, I'll have you know.
Did you buy me a star?
I did.
Is that what you've done?
Yeah.
You little bird.
And I've written a message on there for you.
Well,
and I don't
first
know
of all, you wrote it to my real name, Mike Slessens. So
I'd like to hand that joke over to Yost Nickel. Or Yost Nickel.
Yost.
I'm going to call him Yost.
I go with Yost.
Beyond the name,
Yes.
there's a message on there.
Okay.
You don't have to read it out loud if you don't want, because it's full of offensive words.
Oh, wow. It's very racial.
Right,
Wow.
the reason I bought you a star,
Yeah.
a fond memory of mine, and Alex's, I'm sure, is being at 21 Drums 10 years ago this year.
Yeah.
That's mad.
And at one point, we'd had a few jugs of Guinness, and you'd come to collect us from the bar to take us at midnight out under the stars.
Yeah.
And you just explained some astrology to us.
Yeah.
You taught me about a spinning, burning star that's
yeah,
like at
so
the end
we
of its
won't be
life.
talking about astrology, but maybe astronomy.
Astronomy.
Dear Lord.
Let me
Lord.
just drop this in here. Astronomy. I just dropped. Don't worry, no one will know.
Edit.
So anyways, I'm
So
a
you're
Libra.
Aries, yeah.
I'm a Libra. And honestly, I don't even remember. I do remember we had a couple things there. Like one, we laid underneath the stars because there was, I think the Perseid meteor shower was happening at one point. That might have just been the cool kids, so I don't know if you're invited.
Oh.
But
It's fair enough.
Wow.
It's fair enough.
You took it way too serious.
No, it's fine. That star's not real. I did that on graphicdesign.com.
No, but it was, I think at that time I was obsessed with astrophysics, astronomy, the universe itself. And I feel like the reason why I got into astronomy in the first place was I thought if I could learn how to explain things that were much more massive, like the formation of a star or what causes a nebula to eventually create a star or whatever it was, I felt that it would make, honestly, explaining drum things easier. Like if I was comparing like a type A supernova to a paradiddle, it seemed like, well, the paradiddle is going to be easier. So I just wanted to keep like learning how to explain more complex things and just fell in love with the whole thing. And then also too, I think it's part of being human is questioning our place in the universe, our existence. And I think that's a really important thing for having perspective on life, because there's never going to be a time that whatever we are going through doesn't feel like the biggest thing in the world because it's our perspective. Yeah. And then every once in a while you get a chance to zoom out and you realize the things that are so massive to you are not massive at all. Take a deep breath, slow down, and maybe if anything, just refocus your energy. You're putting so much energy. We are putting so much energy into little things. Imagine the amount of energy on a daily basis throughout humanity that's put into how many views did you get? How many people that you'll never meet liked you or didn't like you? And I think that like by looking at the cosmos every once in a while as a whole and how fortunate we are just to even be here and how rare what we have is, not just life in general, but our planet, then it just it's like, okay, hold on. I was taking a few things way too serious.
Right.
And maybe I should just enjoy this time. Not to get too deep, but you brought up Steve Jobs, and the one thing that Steve wanted on his deathbed was more time. And I think that every one of us, so far, no one has cheated death. So every one of us at some point in life will come to the end of that journey and wish just for a couple more normal days, non-sick days to appreciate their family, their friends, if you're fortunate enough like we are to do the job we love, like, wow, why did I spend so many days thinking that was a job when I was just fortunate enough to do it at all? So yeah, that's kind of where my love for astronomy comes from.
This is going to be such an easy interview. You speak with such eloquence. You're also Brian Cox, we didn't know.
I just saw Brian Cox in San Francisco.
Oh,
he's my public speaking hero, so
Yeah.
I wanted to see him in person, and it was amazing.
going from stars to you being a star of the drum community. Is that a segue?
That's probably a segue.
Yeah.
Like it's so good, it like needs its own
I
pronunciation.
might leave. I think I've done my
Yeah, that's a mic drop.
Feels weird talking about drums now, but I want to go back to the start. How did drumming all start for you? Because I actually don't know this.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I know you as the man,
but everyone should know that.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It was not a choice, I'll say that. So I was in school band and I was playing clarinet. That was the choice. I chose that instrument.
Don't laugh at the man.
Bro.
Dude, we're all made of stardust.
Exactly.
Let him be.
We're made out of the same thing. Clarinet players.
He's smart now, but when he was 5, he was an idiot.
Yeah.
He just learned that.
Right. Sorry to any clarinet players that are listening.
Sorry. So I joined a clarinet gang, motorcycles mainly, and clarinets. And we would just pull over to the side of the road and play a little Dixie. Anyways, so I started off on clarinet, and I don't know if you know what a whole note is, but it's because we don't play them in drums very often, but it's when a note lasts an entire measure. So we were working on whole notes and scales, and the act of, this will go well, blowing for a full measure, I kept passing out. And so the teacher, you good, bro?
Yeah, this is a good time.
Yeah, I am making all of this up right now just to see if I can make you laugh. But so the teacher was like, "Oh, Mike, you're going to impale yourself." Because I kept falling forwards, like passing out with a clarinet in my hands and falling forwards. And I'm sure he thought it was going to go through the back of my skull. So he was like, we're going to have to move you to the drums. And I was like, no, not the lame drums. Like I'm on the coolest clarinet ever. My parents had rented it. It was dope. Yeah, it was just a solid clarinet. So that was that. They moved me to the drums, and they gave me a bass drum mallet, and that was my new instrument. And I played bass drum and came home super bummed out, told my dad what happened. And he was like, thank God they moved you to a real instrument. And my dad was like, he was a biker in the Hells Angels. That's not a joke. Me being in a clarinet biker gang, joke. But so he was all for it. And he was like, that's awesome. And I was like, no, it's lame. And he's like, no, it's really cool. But I mean, that was like 5 years old. So I didn't know anything. And then I just kind of stuck with it because at that time, back in the 1700s, like you chose an elective in school. And every year it was like, well, what do you want to do? Wood shop? Or I was like, well, I'll just do the thing I did last year. So 6th grade, I was in school band. Then 7th grade, I was for us, that's middle school. And I was in band again. And I just kept playing drums and kept, staring at like first chair because they got sticks, not mallets, and just kept making my way up. And then eventually there was jazz band where I got to play on a kit. And I'd been as soon as I was in school band, I took drum lessons. And so that was kind of it. I mean, to be totally honest, I don't think I fell in love with the drums till like maybe 17 years old, even though I'd been playing since I was 5. It was just kind of like, well, I don't know, that's what I do. And he rides skateboards and she rides bikes and I play drums, but it wasn't like what you would think. It wasn't an obsession at all. And then, maybe a little younger, like 13 to 14. That's when I was like, okay, now this is my identity. Like now I want the sticks in my back pocket at school. So people go, oh, he's a drummer. You know what I mean? And then that's how you get in a band. It's like, well, we're starting a band. Mike's a drummer. And that was kind of it, obviously no social media at that time. So that was kind of the beginning of it.
So good.
Is it at 17 that you joined your first band?
16, yeah.
16?
Yeah, Simon
This
Says.
goes on to get a record deal?
Yeah.
Am I skipping any beats?
No, that honestly, I think it was more to do with the time of Sacramento, the town I lived in. So in our town, the history of it was there was a band called Cake. They were the first ones to get a record deal. And they were kind of pop, like indie pop. And we were like, oh my God, we just played a coffee shop with them 2 months ago. Like, I can't believe they have a record deal. They're going to be on the radio. And then they were on the radio. And then right after that, the Deftones got their deal. And that was like our boys. It was like, wait a minute. Now this is happening. Now it's like, oh, this is my own summer. I thought I was just in the House of Flies. But yeah, so this is like...
I'm not ready to dance with this guy.
Yeah. So it was one of those situations where Cake was in a different genre. And we were like, of course, they got a record deal. They're really good. Yeah. They're original. They fit the vibe. But Deftones were our boys. And it was like, wait a minute. Now this is like apples to apples. I mean, they were obviously very good. They're about one generation ahead of our band. And then the next in line was a band called Far. And those were like literally like I lived with the drummer. Those were our idols, but also our friends for sure. And then, so it was kind of one of those situations where these bands, as soon as one got signed, they had to leave Sacramento. And then it was like next man up type of thing. And so all of a sudden, when Deftones left town and Far left town to go tour, we were kind of next in line to play the big venues and be the next big band because the scene was massive. I mean, a local band selling out a 3,000 to 5,000 seater was very normal. And there's no record deals. It was just like putting, flyers up on a telephone pole. So that all happened at the time. I mean, I joined the band when I was 16, and then I think we got signed right before I turned 21. So it was pretty crazy for sure.
Yeah.
Mental.
Did you start teaching at the same time?
I started teaching when I was 17. Yeah. So that was not a choice either. I was working at a drum shop, and a teacher got fired for pulling out a piece in front of a child.
A clarinet.
Yeah. It was a 9mm clarinet. Yeah. And it was wild. But anyways, that doesn't need to make it to social media.
They're like, check this out.
No, it was more like, what do I need to do to make you practice?
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Yeah, no joke.
That's like, is it Art Blakey?
And so the child went running out of the room, and I was like, Will Daly, why would you do that to a kid?
Yeah.
Not to use real names, but so honestly, a teacher that had a massive roster, I think he had like 60 to 70 students, he got let go. And then once again, it was kind of next man up thing. The owner was like, you're literally playing on a pad behind a counter all day long when you're supposed to be selling drums. Do you want to be our drum teacher? And I was like, yeah. I honestly, at that time, I wanted to be a school teacher. So I was like, yeah, this would be great prep for that. And that was kind of it. And so I inherited a full roster of students right away. And I was working at the same place, but now I didn't work behind the counter. I was a drum teacher. And I lost probably half the students within the first month because of how poor I was at teaching. I was just not a very good teacher. I tried to show them everything I'd ever learned in my life per lesson. I was like, so this is a basic groove and these are polyrhythms, and I'll see you next week. And so it was great because I got a chance to really figure out like, okay, if I want to make a living doing this, I'm going to have to become better at it. And unlike a lot of other things in life, I really wanted to get better at it. I truly wanted to be great at this thing, and it hurt my feelings that I was bad at it. I was like, no, I know I can be better at this. So honestly, probably around 17 to 19 is where all of my heroes went from being drummers to being explainers. And I started really obsessing over Jim Chapin. The posters of Ricky Rocket from Poison, that comes down, and now it's Jim Chapin, Ed Thigpen, Brian Cox. I mean, it wasn't Brian Cox, but the Brian Coxes of the time, stand-up comedians, finding like people that had great body language and could handle being on a stage for an hour. That became my obsession because I already knew how to play drums. I just didn't know how to deliver the information that was in my head to another human. And so that was kind of that journey. So
you can see that journey when you're 17.
I couldn't not see it. It's all I could think of. Like literally in my bed at night, just with, say future sounds and just thinking, don't think how to play it, think how to explain it. How do you convey these black dots and stems and beams to another human being? And I would come up with like 9 variations of an explanation of a groove. And I would think, okay, I'm going to first teach it this way. But if they don't get it, then I'm going to say, don't worry, think of it like this. And if they don't get that, I'm going to say, it's all good. I actually don't learn that way either. Think of it like this. And I would just have variation after variation until it clicked. And then I would lock that in and say, okay, so you learn this way, or, he learns this way, whatever. And I would just lock that in and be like, okay, from now on, I teach this student this way because that's how they learn. And this student is a visual learner, and I'm just going to do this. And this person has to see me play it, and then they can commit it to memory. So I'm just going to loop it in front of them. So
how did it feel like first making that decision? Because you were the first person I saw speak about like teaching being the plan A, and not the plan B. And then that for me, like, it's really cheesy because I teach drums, but you were the one that was like, feels weird being cheated. Someone turn the lights off. But just being like, yeah, no, it's cool to be a drum teacher. How was kind of that as a first experience? Because I imagine you might have got a lot of people being like, oh, do you wish you were still in the band? And you're like, absolutely
totally
not.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what you said. I mean, so I was teaching from 17 till 20. The band is growing in Sacramento. We're selling out venues, starting to get record deal interest. The songs are getting better because there has to be a moment for every band where you're in the band and you're not very good. Like you're having a blast, but you're like, well, we are not signed worthy. We're not record deal worthy. And then there's a moment where you're like, I don't know, this is getting somewhere. Now I'm actually in my favorite band. And that's like a transformation that happens. And so that was still the dream for sure. It wasn't until I toured that I realized, like we have a problem here. Like I don't love this. I love teaching. So that was a unique thing for sure to have that realization. And honestly, the closest thing I can relay it to is to being in the closet. Like I was embarrassed of who I was because everyone told me I was supposed to be something else. And I was like, I don't know how to tell my dad I want to teach. Yeah. I'm in a signed band. I don't know how to tell my buddies. They're like, bro, you're on tour. And I'm like, I'm not having any fun. Like, I don't like this at all. Like, I feel like I was meant to do something different. And so I'm really happy I had that experience. It made it much easier for me when I had students maybe in their late teens that were going through some identity crisis stuff to identify with them where I don't know if I could have, if I didn't have that side of the identity crisis for myself. And so, yeah, I was going through all that. And I think one thing that helped is that I had idols that were teachers. So I did have someone to look up to where I would say, okay, I see this famous drummer, let's say John Bonham. I have John Bonham in his life and I have Jim Chapin in his life, and I'm leaning Jim Chapin. Like I'm really liking the idea of explaining things rather than performing things. So, and then it was my teacher, Pete Magadini, that I was seeing him every week that I wasn't on tour if I was in town. And he was the one that basically just said, look, every time I send you away with a lesson, you come back and you play it fine. But then you explain to me how you got to be able to play it and you light up and it's a whole different version of you that I don't ever get to see when you play drums. And that's when he was like, just so you know, teaching could be a plan A. And that was such a, like literally those words, it would be like a dad putting his hand on your shoulders and saying, it's okay, son. And I was like, oh my God, literally like millions of pounds of weight just came off of me. Our pounds, not yours. But yeah, just to be sorry, 280 stone just dropped off of me, and I was like, oh my God, and it was a 2-hour drive to get to my lesson, so I had a 2-hour drive home from the Bay Area to think like teaching could be my plan A, like okay, and keep in mind this is not like modern day. There is no I could make money or more money. This is like you will step backwards financially. Everything's going to have to go backwards. The only thing that's going to happen is your joy will overtake the money by a lot. And when I thought about sitting in a room half the size of this and explaining something to someone else on the drums, like butterflies in my chest. And when I thought about playing on stage, I was just numb. And I was like, okay, I think I have to do this. So that was kind of like probably around 25 or 26 is when I made that decision to leave the band and teach full time.
There's a level of, I devalue myself because I am not one of my hero drummers. I couldn't get there. Sure. Don't cut the mustard. But I don't need to devalue myself because it's okay. Maybe that life wasn't for me. No,
and I mean, honestly, all of your heroes, because I can speak from personal experience, not as a hero, but as just someone that got that life, it's like, honestly, like so much luck and timing. Simon Says would never in a million years have gotten a record deal in any other town than Sacramento, California.
Yeah.
It was literally where we lived. And the record industry was scared to miss out on the next Deftones. And so they were just signing everyone. And it was at a time that there were large record deals. And so all of that was luck. We were a decent band, but we were never a great band. But I think that's the thing that we all are going through, whether you're in your teens, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. What's the most true version of yourself? And I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but I had that realization last year at the Europe Drum Show on the main stage, of just being like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if this is me anymore because all I can think about while I'm on this stage is getting back upstairs to the education room. Like, I just want to go do what I do. But I honestly thought it's all what I do. I'm at a drum show and I'm going to teach at some point, kind of, but it's like, I think I'm kind of sick of trying to make education into fireworks and magic tricks. And that's what a main stage kind of does. Where in something like the education room or to a camera or in a private lesson, it can be a little deeper and a little bit more real, Yeah. I mean, I'm fighting that every day right now of just, do I really want to teach people drums in under 45 seconds? I don't know that I do. I think I'm okay with like, let the numbers fall, but teach this little thing over the course of 2 minutes and be okay with the fact that the numbers won't be there. It's not viral.
Yeah.
but it's dense and it's real.
Yeah,
and
the
it's
quality.
Closer, yeah, and it's closer to who I am. Like I see people that teach on, obviously the internet, but like on social media that do things that I'll never want to do, but it is them. Like, it's kind of funny. Like when you have the lesson that goes 1, and then the guy does 3 notes and goes 2. And I always think like, that is so cheeseball. And then I meet the guy and I'm like, no, it's not. Like that dude's like that. He's like, what's up, man? First of all, I just want to say it's great to meet you. Second, I'm like, oh, that's actually awesome. You're just being you. Like, how is that a bad thing?
So what would you like to drink? First, I want to come.
Yeah, totally. And I'm like, okay, well, that's my fault for judging you, thinking like, I'm judging you based off of, well, I wouldn't do it, so it's wrong. And it's like, that's, still part of at 200 years old, that's part of the journey is like still maturing and being like, well, have you met that person? Give that person a chance before you just decide who they are because they're not like you, So
yeah,
solving world problems here, kids.
Can we get into the beginnings of the big cheese? You're 25 when you decide to take teaching seriously.
The big cheese.
When did you think it's Mike'sLessons.com?
Oh, wow.
I think I only knew about it from 21 Drums, coming there, learning firsthand from you. But I'm a member of the website, and I'm going to swear, I fucking love it.
Oh, yay.
Rockstar.
Yeah. Well, I fucking love that you fucking love it.
You owe me £10, Mike.
I know, yeah. I'll pay for the room. That is actually, I think, the first time I've ever been asked that question, oddly enough. No, I'm dead serious.
What?
Like, I've always been asked about, like, different, like, when did you decide to teach? But, like, teaching and then deciding I'm going to throw away everything I've built and try it in a format that no one has done.
Yeah.
That was really scary. Like, it seems so silly now. It's like, well, why would you not do it? And it's like, no, there's no followers at this time.
Yeah.
Facebook hadn't even launched yet. YouTube, or maybe it had launched, but it wasn't big in America. We were still on MySpace, like, and that's not a joke. Like, yeah.
Shout out to Tom, man.
Yeah.
Hope he's all right.
Yeah, what a time.
Good. I mean, Tom, what you did for us all, teaching us a little bit of HTML. Yeah, and thinking that 40,000 friends was real. But yeah, so my wife and I owned a school at the time called the Drum Lab, and it was just this moment where I was putting drum videos for my students, not online drum lessons. These were videos that were meant for specific students, and I was just housing them on YouTube the way you would Dropbox. So I was just putting them up there, and then they were just getting views and views and views, which there was no metrics to understand what it means. Like 1,000 views, I didn't know what that meant. 1 million views, I didn't know if that was good or bad, because you just had like a few cat videos, and there was a thing called Expert Village, where somebody would be like, I'm a karate expert, and he'd like hit his friend right in the throat, and then like they'd cut, and it was like
Steven
really awkward.
Seagal.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I get why that has 1 million views, but why would anybody want to learn a paradiddle? So anyways, as that thing started to grow, there was this moment between me and my wife of like, okay, financially, we'll never make more money than we make right now unless we raise our prices, but I'm teaching from open to close 7 days a week. I can't teach anymore. This is our life, and I'm fine with that. Like the fact that we even could afford our life, our apartment, it's like, that's great. It's from the drums. I mean, who wouldn't want that life? But there is no room for growth. And that is something I am absolutely obsessed with. I couldn't care less about money or income or anything like that. But literally, I have a tattoo that says momentum, and it's in an arrow because it's forward momentum. That's all that I want, is I just need to be moving forward 24/7. And I had hit a moment where I was like, oh my gosh, we cannot move forward. The only other option was to franchise and to have drum labs all over the country. And that's just not my dream. I'm not a business person, and it's not something that I wanted to do. Is like, oh, I used to be a drummer, but now I'm just looking at Excel spreadsheets and seeing who's doing good in Nashville. I didn't want to do that. So as the online thing was growing, that was kind of it. It was just that simple of like, well, I could teach the world, and that's a really big market. It's so weird to think like that now, because it was not a thing. I had to tell my wife, we're going to try to teach the world.
You've like invented what now there's an infrastructure for it, but you had sat alone and come up with what now exists. We think, oh yeah, it's easy, like Patreon and all that stuff. But you kind of just imagined it before it was a thing. You really are Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Fucking
well,
hell, I didn't realize.
To bring it back to Steve, honestly, I feel like Steve imagined it first with iTunes. So what I saw him do with iTunes, where he said, okay, to kind of combat Napster and Kazaa and all these things, we are going to break up an album and sell them at 99 cents, sell songs. And the record industry was way against that. They were like, no, you don't understand. Our whole entire platform is built on our artists need to write 2 great songs so we can sell you a $20 CD with 17 songs. But we know that only 2 are good. Don't let people buy the 2 that are good, because then we lose the $20. Now we only get $2. And Steve was like, I'm sorry, this is the only way to combat the piracy. The only way to combat piracy is to offer a better alternative. So when he did that with iTunes, I just looked at all of those. I'd click on an album and there'd be a list of songs and they all had 99 cents next to them. And I thought, or buy now. And I was like, why couldn't we do that with a drum DVD? That was literally the whole genesis of the idea. It was like, I'm going to take all these drum DVDs that are $45 and I'm going to sell every chapter for 99 cents. I'm just going to be the one to record it. And yeah, so that's the idea that I brought to my wife. And she was like, but it's fine. The school's finally working. We're profitable. It's everything you've ever dreamed of. You have it right now. And I was like, I think there's a bigger dream. And that's the one thing that I learned from my parents, from my teachers, was like, your current dream is going to be surpassed by your next dream. And that's okay. Like, dreams can build upon each other. And it doesn't have to be cheesy. It doesn't have to be like when you reach the top of the mountain, you see the next peak. And it's like, okay, I don't have those posts. I don't have like a kitty hanging onto a branch saying like, hang on. Like I don't have that. I don't think like that, but it was just like, is it okay to abandon one dream for a bigger dream? And I just thought, well, maybe this dream that I've accomplished is what's going to allow me to take that next step. So yeah, that was kind of it. And honestly, there is no Squarespace or there's no infrastructure to build this. So I had to like fund it myself, find web developers. I had to learn HTML. So, the story, the long part of the story is that my wife and I had what we called the 2 shake rule, which was if I could shake her twice at night without her waking up, I was allowed to leave the bed and go into our little computer room and learn HTML, JavaScript, ActionScript, because everything was Flash at the time, learn audio engineering, video engineering. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. And so the first 2 Mike'sLessons.coms I built on my own. And like I said, like it was just insane, because like you would think like, well, just sell online videos. Like, how do you get the video from your camera to the online world? Like, none of this existed. There's no way to get it. It was on a tape. It wasn't like I had to firewire out of the back of the camera with the tape inside the JVC camcorder, get that to my computer, use Sony Vegas to cut it up, then get that to something, like where does that live? It was
and
crazy.
At no point you opened Solitaire on your computer?
Dude, I wouldn't even know where it is. As soon as I get a new PC, I delete all those games. I don't want to be distracted. But yeah, and so I would stay up till like 2 or 3 in the morning learning that stuff, get up and go to the drum lab, teach all day. Because my wife and I figured if I was in bed when you went to sleep and when you woke up, how do you know that I wasn't in bed? Yeah. So instead of doing something shady, I was just in the next room, like literally learning JavaScript, learning to code. It's amazing. Yeah, and just trying to figure it out. But it was one of those dreams where I'm like, I can't stop thinking that this could change everything, And it's crazy now to see people, even here, like I'll meet somebody for the first time here this weekend. I guarantee that after them seeing me in my room, they'll say, dude, you should teach online. And I'll be like, that's awesome. I'll look into it. And I try to be as kind
online?
As what's online? Every time. Like, oh, you should have a website. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I'll look into it. Because I don't really ever talk about my website up there, It's like, it's not what people are here for.
Yeah, so. Which I massively respect you for. You never mention it. It's mental. At the European Drum Show, I was waiting for you to say Mike's Lessons, and you didn't.
Never. I don't think I've ever said it.
I was angry.
Yeah,
it's so good though.
Yeah,
no one even knows.
I like the organic trajectory of someone in that audience had never seen me before. They just happened to be there. Like, oh, well, let's go to this thing because I just need a place to sit. I'm tired. And then they
been playing clarinet too long. They just sit down.
Like, dude, my reed is trashed. I just need to stop playing clarinet for an hour. But someone in there saw me for the first time and then just went home, and that was it. And then maybe I popped up on Instagram, and they're like, oh, that's the guy we saw the other day. And then at some point, they type me into Google, and then they find the website. And I like that funnel that's really organic is really important to my website, because my website is about kindness, understanding that we're all struggling to get better at this instrument. You wouldn't sign up for online drum lessons if your goal wasn't to get better. And if you could do it on your own, you wouldn't have signed up for online drum lessons. Yeah. So what I don't need is like a big commercial that's selling people on 50% off now.
Business cards.
Yeah. Oh. A hoodie with like my logo on it and then a Santa hat 'cause it's December. Like, no. And it's not that anything's wrong with that. It's just when you own your own business, you get to look at what businesses are doing to you as marketing and say, that's just, I wish you didn't treat me like that.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, a business will treat you in a way where you're like, that's how I wish I was treated. And then that's what my wife and I will go to dinner and have a specific experience where we say, that's what we have to do for the campers next year. The way that guy just treated us, we have to bring that into our camps. Like, I've never enjoyed a restaurant experience as much as I did because of the way he treated us. We have to do that. So that's kind of, our journey with that.
So very early on, you're hands-on. You're learning to code. You're getting up in the middle of the night like Batman.
Yeah.
So you're Bruce Wayne as well. Add it to the list, Alex. And but you're still hands-on with the website now, with the redevelopment of the website?
Yeah. So we finally brought on a web developer probably 10 years ago because I just couldn't keep up with web. I was going to have to be a full-time web developer if I was going to do that. It was changing so fast, mobile, everything. So I brought on a web developer, and he's incredible. He's a drummer. I think he did SJC's first few sites for them, and like he invented the kit builder.
Yeah.
And that was original at the time. That was like, wait a minute, so I can just make my own drums and put the finish on them. So that's kind of where I found him. And he's been my developer for, a decade now. And so him and I'll work together on developing everything. The most important thing is like, he's the tech side of it and I'm just the emotional side of it. So I just try to think like, what is the student emotionally going through if they've clicked on this? And what were they hoping the outcome would be? And how can we make that work better? But it's tough, online learning is tough because I think that the world is teaching us that things should be quicker than they are. And learning the drums is a really slow process. And we're in a world where because you watched a video on your phone, you think you did the work. Our brain is tricking us into that. It's the same for me. If I watch a video on like how to make a great, perfectly seared chicken breast, I'm like, oh, I can do it now. And it's like, no, you never bought a chicken breast. You don't have that. You didn't do any of the work. But it's like, no, but I bookmarked it. So I have the knowledge now. And it's like, but you don't. And like the drums are very much so like, I'm sorry, just because you watched the video and you pressed like, I appreciate that. But nothing happened. You just stalled the process more. So really my biggest goal with Mike's lessons, just said the damn word.
Do it.
He said it. Let's leave.
It's like Voldemort or like
I think in this moment you're allowed to mention the website. We want you to.
Should we put a load of reverb underneath? Really bust it out.
Mike's lessons. Let's do this. Starting now, if we Beetlejuice this thing, if it gets to the third one, just kick my ass out. I don't want to say it 3 times. Yeah, on the website, my goal is like, how can I get you to be excited to play drums? That's the big thing, because I kind of feel like even on a business level, you'll stay longer if you get better. You'll leave faster if you don't get better. That's it. So I know for a fact that my videos will not make you better. There's no video in the history of the world that's made anybody better. It's a video that caused you to practice the thing. You practicing is what made you better. So how can I get you to practice drums? And that'll make you then have that cycle of, well, Mike's video made me practice. Then I came back to double check, and then it made me practice some more. And then like with sessions, then it's like, and then I had to film it and show it to Mike.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah, it's the 10. I always say like, the 10 videos you don't send me, that's the growth. The one you send me, there's no growth in that. You can already do it. By the time you've sent me the video, you can do the thing I've asked you to do.
Send you like the fucking second one, mate.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's
awful.
Yeah,
I'm there like, I've got your mate's gun from work.
Whoa. Just to be clear, he's not my mate. He was like 90. But yeah, so I mean, those are the things where it's like, I'm always trying to crack the code more of like, how can we make people better at this instrument to enjoy the instrument more? And then the balance is how much of this is homework. If I make everything that you do on the kit homework, then not only are you going to not enjoy the website, but you're also not going to enjoy the instrument. So we have to find that fun thing. Like sessions for me it's not about you passing or not passing. It's like each song is designed to unlock 10,000 other songs that have already been recorded. So like when you get to session 6, there's a disco beat. I couldn't care less if you can play that song, but the next time you encounter a disco beat, you can play it like a boss because you've tracked a disco beat for a song. So that's kind of the idea there.
Just quickly for the listener, if you're not aware of what sessions is, Could you just lay out very briefly what it is? And then I'd like to caveat before you explain it that Mike watches every single submission that a Mike'sLessons.com member submits. You watch it with your own eyes and ears, I mean, I've voice noted you being like, no way you're watching this, mate.
Oh, and I'll voice note you right back and be like, I just watched it.
Your snare sounds trash.
Mate. Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely like not only, well, yeah, just to kind of answer your question, Sessions is one of the services that we offer on our website where basically it's a set of 30 songs. Each song is locked except for session 1. And the only way to get to the next song is to record yourself and film it and send it to me. And then I have to personally unlock the next session for you. So I would say 70% of my day is watching and reviewing sessions. I'll go back to the hotel in just a little bit and I'll probably do 30 or 40 of them before I kind of, get some dinner. And so, yeah, it's a lot, but it's a really beautiful thing. And the most important thing is each session is technically a course. So we start with a song and we say, okay, to play this song, here's the verse grooves, here's the chorus grooves, here's the fills that connect them. And I need these things to happen. And then, so it's not just like, here's a song, jam to it, and I'll tell you if it's good or not. It's very much so like a producer saying, I'm assigning these parts and these do have to happen note for note the way a producer would. And then I watch it. And that's why I'm able to get through so many so quick is sometimes I have the time, or maybe there's only 20 submissions in the day. I can watch it literally from beginning to end. But I've done, probably 10,000 session ones now. I know where you're going to mess up. Like I don't have to watch the whole thing. I can kind of clue in on like, all right, let me skip to that fill that goes into the chorus. That's where they're going to mess this thing up. Or, okay, I know for a fact this person's too advanced to not put in some ghost notes in that third chorus. He or she's going to want to ramp it up a bit. So I can kind of skip around a bit. That's why I'm able to probably do a 4-minute song in about 2 minutes. And then I'm typing. If you really read the review, you should read the review slowly while watching your video, because you'll notice that I'm watching it in real time while typing. And then I'm like, ooh, saucy hi-hat open. It's like, if it'll take the exact amount of time as it would have taken me to type for that hi-hat to open. It's like, it's pretty cool. But yeah, so I kind of go through that. And then I always try to call out something in the room or something that someone's wearing so they know there's no AI, there's no bot. I am watching this. I did notice that you moved the tambourine from that side of the room over to this table. Like I want people to know, dude, I watched this because it's worth watching. Like you couldn't do this last week and you can now. I was just present for your growth. Like this is everything I've dreamed about since I was a kid. And I know, because the toughest thing with the website was for so many years, like I didn't know if anyone was getting better. I just knew it was a successful business.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if anyone was getting better. And now I actually get to see it on a daily basis. Oh man, I failed you 4 times on session 2 and you just legitimately passed. You passed something that 4 times in a row. So you sent me 4, not you, just to be sure. Ben never failed 4 times. But I kind of think like, well, if it's 4 videos you've sent me, it's 40 you didn't send me. Man, imagine playing this song 40 times in a row, trying to actually learn it and get better and struggling. Like you're so much better at the drums now than you were when I saw your first submission. So that's heaven for me.
Yeah. I'm blown away with how much you care about your students, every single one of them. I don't want to say it because it's nice, but it's really inspiring.
Thanks, brother. Sorry, we can cut that out. Like,
yeah. Should we go gear?
I'm not scared.
Gear's difficult with you, isn't it? Because yes, you have drum gear. Of course you do.
Yeah, I like it.
But as you mentioned, you're like a pro in so many different areas. Can we call it videography?
Videography? Yeah, for sure.
You're a pro at that. Audio recording?
Usually.
The gear list is mental for you.
Yeah, I would say like, honestly, like there's definitely some only child things happening there where I just don't understand, like, well, why couldn't I just do it myself? I've always thought it was funny when like people would laugh at like an adult that's like, man, I wish I was an astronaut. And then like, there's like some snickering and I'm like, what? I don't understand why you just do it. Like, why can't you be in it? Like, what on earth could you say that like, I want to do this and somebody says, but you can't. It's like, well, why not? Like everyone that can do it just has more hours at doing it than I do. So what if my hours equaled them? Can I do that? So I just honestly, like when it came to videography and everything, I would just shadow people. I would hire people, pay them and just shadow them and just ask questions. And I just thought like, okay, like, well, why are you shooting this way? Like, what does this mean? I don't understand. Your lens goes up to 1.4 to get all the bokeh. Why wouldn't you just have it wide open? And they're like, well, watch movies and very few things are shot wide open. And it's like, okay, so I'm always just, I would say curiosity is my only talent, because everything else that I can do is just a result of the hours I put in. That's it. And the only things I suck at are things that I didn't put a lot of hours into. So I'm never bummed about that. Whatever I'm bad at, like audio is something I feel like I'm pretty bad at compared to video. And I just would ask myself, well, what are your audio hours versus your video hours? And my video hours completely outshine the audio hours. So I'm actually not bad at it. I'm less experienced at it. Jazz, do I suck at jazz? Like, no, my hours are much less. And so if those hours were equal, then it would sound the same as my rock or my pop. So, but yeah, gear in general, I love it. I mean, drum wise, one thing that I don't think I've ever talked about, but the reason I play the kit that I play, 1 up, 1 down, ride and crash, every once in a while a second crash, but for the most part, 1 crash, 1 ride, hi-hats, snare, kick, rack, and floor. It's because I assume that's the minimum that everyone that watches me has. So I have to teach on that to say, you can do this with what you have. As soon as you get to 9 toms, it's like, well, I can't do that. I don't own those toms.
Why are you so nice? Where'd it come from? Why are you so thoughtful? You're so accommodating. You care so much.
I know, it's stupid. You know that as soon as we leave, I'm going to be mean to animals and push an old guy down the escalator. It's all an act. But yeah, I mean, but that's just practical education is like, it's. I don't want to deal with somebody saying, well, I don't have a double pedal. I don't have 6 toms. I don't have a China. So it's like, okay, well, I know you have this stuff. So I'm going to teach everything on this. And then you can move that to your double pedal or your China or your gong or whatever you want. So my drum gear is always really simple. And then, camera gear is always ever evolving. I was just having a conversation with a camera guy downstairs just about how we're getting to a place now very similar to the drum industry where now brand doesn't matter at all. Our phones can do more than enough. And honestly, like even if Canon comes out with something that's groundbreaking, you know that you're 3 weeks from Sony releasing it and then Nikon releasing it. So really it's just more about you, And I think we've all lived through that with our own gear. Like if I had that snare, it's like, what comes after that sentence? Nothing. If you had that snare, it would sound just like you sound right now. Yeah. Nothing would happen. And it's like the one thing that I think doesn't get enough love and maybe get pushed hard enough in the industry is if you had that snare, you might practice more because you're excited about the gear. So I'm always in favor of students buying new gear to rekindle that love. Putting in a piece of new gear, like, oh, I've never had a splash. Like, oh, you should get a splash. Like, you'll play your entire kit more just for that one splash note every 10, songs. And I feel the same with camera gear. Like, I would never buy a camera because I think it'll make the videos better. I would buy a camera because I'm falling out of love with shooting videos. And that camera might get me back in love and get me back in, I just can't wait to get the studio and press record on that camera. And so that's how I feel about gear. I also think, too, like, when it comes to us buying gear or people buying gear, it's really important just to get your favorite thing. Like nothing is better or worse. Like if you take the same cost, like I've committed to spend $500 on a snare, they are all the same, equal quality. They might have a little tonal difference, but I promise if you hear a snare 3 notes in a row, it becomes a snare, no matter how great it is. So I would honestly get my favorite color. I'd get the one where the badge means something to me, maybe because of somebody I looked up to when I was young. But I wouldn't waste any time thinking about what's the best. It's like, they're all great. But if you can walk in a room and see that finish that reminds you of something or makes, you should walk in your room and go, hell yeah, that's my kit. And that's all I ever want with my camera gear, with my cymbals. I just want to look at them and go like, let's do this. Ha la la, let's do this, rather than I can't stand the finish. Don't even really have an attachment to the company, but I know it's really good. It's like, okay. Yeah. Well, I just think emotion should drive everything when it comes to art,
Yeah. Wine red, baby.
Let's go. My first kit was wine red. Jugs. That's not a joke. No, right on that bass drum head.
Spout how I'd like to be spout.
Juggs. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they went 2 Gs.
Double G.
Double G.
Drums.
Yeah.
Wild.
Should we play a game?
I'm not scared. I mean, I am a little bit, but
I'm going to do it. There will probably be a jingle because there's always a jingle. The game is called Man's Best Friend.
Johnston! Johnston! Come here, Johnston!
Johnston, what an unusual name for a dog.
If you think his name's impressive, wait till you see this. Howl for me, Johnston. Oh.
Wow, that's great.
Good boy, Johnston. Have some matcha tea.
What an impressive howl.
Roll over, Johnston.
Wow, look at him go.
Good boy, Johnston. Have some more matcha tea.
That was great.
You just wait. Show us some jazz brush technique, Johnston.
Wow, that's really bopping.
Good boy, Johnston. Have some more matcha tea.
What an impressive dog you've got.
I think it's going to be my favourite part of this entire interview.
No,
Let's go.
hated
might-
the first 40 minutes then.
You're right. Yeah. He just wouldn't shut up, would he? I had so
Sorry,
many
guys.
things to talk about.
Sorry.
Like, as well as an incredibly inspiring drum educator, a videographer, you love astrology.
I do.
I intentionally got that one
Libra.
wrong. You also love dogs.
I do.
Can we talk about your dogs? Do you want to give them a shout out?
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up plural because there's only one. They've all died. But thanks for bringing that up.
That's all right.
So,
My
all
dog's
right.
dead too. All I've got is this tattoo
There
left
you
of
go.
him. Yeah.
There you go. I've got
That and a broken heart.
same Jack, Juno, Han, Blue, and then we've got Merrick and Finn over here. So
Oh, I love this.
So my currently I have one little boy named Finn. He's a Weimaraner. They've all been Weimaraners.
Yeah.
And then and he's just I on it like I don't believe in reincarnation or anything like that at all, but he is literally the combination of every Weimaraner we've ever had. So there's just little moments where I was like, that was very Merrick of you, son. And then like, oh, it was very Juno of you. So yeah, it's heaven. And my wife's Instagram handle is one Weim at a time. So we're trying to stick true to that because every time we get 2 or 3, it's just chaos in the house. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, right now, honestly, he's my best friend in the world. Sorry, Eddie Thrower's my best friend in the world. After that, it's Finn.
We'll
Yeah.
cut
It's a fight between Finn and Eddie.
But Eddie doesn't like being put on the lead.
He's kind of okay with it.
Why did you go for that breed? Anything to do with molting? Were you like, oh, I don't want to be getting hair off the ground all the time?
So it's because they're a hunting breed, and I clearly don't hunt. We talked about that. Talked about guns earlier, but I don't hunt. I never would. But I figured hunting breeds might be more predisposed to loud noises, and I never wanted to scare my dogs with my instrument.
I was hoping it's like the students don't practice and it's like release the hounds.
Yeah. No, it's just So like even as a puppy, I'll bring them into the studio, and I literally play it triple pianissimo, so quiet, and let them get used to it. But I just never wanted to scare my dogs with my instrument, and I need to have them, with me as much as possible.
Yeah.
So that's why
It's beautiful. Again, you're thinking about all the species on the
you
planet.
got to be forward.
Oh, I need to look myself in the... You're like a therapist, mate. I feel like rejuvenated.
Sorry, go back to your game.
Can I quickly ask you a question personally?
Yeah.
I lost my dog, Travis. Shout out to my boy. Travis Croissant Joulet Barker Wolfgang Bell.
Yes, that's a good
Jack
name.
Russell, beautiful boy.
Oh.
I don't want to get a second dog, but I've got to put the love somewhere. Will it be all right?
Oh yeah. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's honestly I've been not to get too dark, but my wife and I even do like hospice care. So we'll bring a dog into the house for the last few weeks of its life, so it doesn't have to live in a home. Sorry, lads.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I know.
So yeah,
I'm
so
scared I'm going to
if
call
we
dad
know
by
about
accident or something.
a dog that's on the last few weeks of its life and it's in a shelter, we're just like, well, let's make sure it ends its life with good home and some love. So we'll bring them in, and it's tough, like because we have to be there for the whole thing and medications and everything. And then as that happens, it's just one of those things where I just think like whether it's a person or a dog, it's already been decided a long time ago how long they're going to be here. And it's like, well, let's just make it as good as possible. And the other thing is I'm very, very aware that dogs they sense if you're like super sad. So it's like my wife and my job when this whole thing is happening, like we don't cry, it's just positive love. And I literally will talk about it. I'm like, we will break down the second he or she is gone, but not now, because they're going to sense it and they're going to take it in. And so it's really important that we kind of stay strong for that. And it's just all laughter and love and fun. I don't know if you guys ever saw any of the social media of me like walking a dog in a stroller, but that was a hospice situation with Merrick where he just there were a lot of things going on, but he couldn't walk, but mentally he was super sharp. And so I was like, let's just get him a stroller and I'll just take him on walks around the neighborhood. And, you know, so yeah. And then like, I would always like somebody be like, you know, he needs some exercise. I'd be like, not now. Tom, get your ass in your house. You don't know the situation with Merrick. I'm doing the best I can. But yeah, so I'm anyways, when that happens and then we bring in another dog, man, it's just incredible like how there's such a deep bond between a human and a dog. And I think it's a healthy thing. Okay, you know, you need to also, with the lives we all have with social media and everything, you just have to have some unconditional love at some point in the day, every day, to come home. And my wife and I don't have kids, so to come home and just see my boy, and he's just like, he couldn't care less if my video flopped, couldn't care less who signed up for the website. And so he's just like, Dad's home. And then it's like, all right, man, let's go watch some Netflix or whatever. Yeah, it's heaven. It's heaven.
Beautiful.
We'll get on the websites tonight. We'll find you a dog. My wife is like a dog matchmaker. It's all good. We'll have it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
You got it.
This is such a shame I have to do this now.
Oh, bring it.
Welcome to Man's Best Friend.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got 5 questions about 5 dogs. They are famous, and if you know the answers, you're going to need to buzz in. But how are you going to buzz in, guys? I'm going to need to hear your best dog howl. Example, oh. Can I hear your dog howls?
I'm not musical. Mine's just going to be howl.
Go on. Well, fair enough.
Howl.
Howl. Okay. I'll go with a nice...
Oh, that's lovely.
Ooh, that's that hunted dog in you. Okay, are you ready?
That's when I'm pissed as a dad.
Do you bark at your dog?
No,
He does.
I think I might. Yeah.
He does. Come on.
No, I just...
I was an accusatory tone I took with you.
Yeah,
there.
no, I'm
But I
pretty much...
wanted you to say yes.
I'm a pushover. I'm like, Finn. Because even when he's
okay.
misbehaving, he does it so good. Like, he's just like, Dad, I
Yeah.
shat on that. I'm like, that's cool.
Right, number 1. You ready?
Okay, fine.
Scooby-Doo, the ghoul hunting snack destroyer, was created in 1969. That's a funny date. But what breed of dog is he? Now, I need you to howl in if you know the answer. If you both don't know the answer, I can give you a clue, but it's cryptic, and in my world, that means it makes no sense. So what breed of dog is Scooby-Doo?
Great Dane.
Yes, he absolutely is a Great Dane.
Let's go.
1-0.
That's just from visual. I don't think
Can
they
you
ever
believe
mentioned
it?
it.
Yeah.
See, yeah. I just looked at him and thought,
I don't think at any
he's just the
point
dude.
like Shaggy was like, God, I've always wanted a Great Dane.
Yeah. Little fact about Scooby-Doo, despite the Great Dane's intimidating size, the Great Dane is extraordinarily gentle and gets along well with children. Okay, question 2, are you ready?
I am.
You're a point ahead. Can someone keep track of that? In The Wizard of Oz, Julie Garland portrays Dorothy, but which character did dog actor Terry portray?
Toto?
Yes, of course.
Oh, the band, the dog.
Yeah, can you believe it?
Hey, Alex, seriously, step up your game.
Yeah.
2 points, Mike. Steaming
Not
ahead.
sin. Wizard of Oz.
I don't want to dominate this. I want a real competition.
Yeah, okay, all right.
She did her own stunts. She was seriously injured during the filming of The Wizard of Oz in 1939 when one of the Winky guards accidentally stepped on one of her paws, spraining it. Question 3.
And we bring it all down again.
You wait for question 4. After a string of bangers, Ludwig van Beethoven died in 1827. But how many years would it be until the mischievous St. Bernard, Beethoven, hit our cinema screens?
How many years?
So how many years after Beethoven's death in 1827 did the movie Beethoven with a dog in it get released? This one, no howlings, closest to.
Oh.
I need you.
80 years?
That's mental. That's mental.
I don't think they even had full cinema at that time.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they did.
That means in
Okay.
1907.
Yeah,
they're
so
like,
I thought...
it was a silent movie.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of silent barking.
Glad I went first.
okay, 80.
Well, I'm just going to win this and go 1980. So you said how much? 100 years?
He said
I
80
fucked it.
years.
I'll go 160. That puts us at 1980.
It's 165 years. You're 5 years out.
Oh,
It was released in 1992.
getting absolutely schooled.
So-
We were 1 year old.
Alex, when this is over, we're going to have kind of like a pep talk.
Yeah. Can you foster me?
I kind of need I'm going to need you to start crushing life a little harder.
Okay.
Because these aren't even dog questions. This is just random ass.
Yeah, now it's general knowledge. It's
Yeah.
fucking nosedived.
You're playing for skin in the game here, Alex,
All
because
right.
there's only 2 left and you've lost already. But little fact about Beethoven, answering to Beethoven was no acting challenge for the movie St. Bernard, since his real name was Beethoven.
Oh my goodness. Didn't know that.
Fantastic.
Not seen it.
Question 4, you ready? Oh, I'm fuming about this one. Bloody Russia. Laika was a Soviet space dog who was one of the first animals in space. You like space, Mike?
And dogs.
And the first to orbit the Earth.
Trouble.
A stray mongrel from the streets of Moscow, she flew around in the Sputnik 2 spacecraft, launched into low orbit on the 3rd of November, 1957. She died of hypothermia hours into the flight, but how many times did she orbit the Earth before the thermia went into hyperdrive and killed her off?
Wow. Also, shout out to Sput. That's what he was nicknamed after as well, wasn't
After Sputnik?
he? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
Robert C. Ray.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, there you go, 21 drums.
Can you believe it? Throwback. Right, so it's
I've
closest
done
to,
something.
closest to again. We don't need to how.
Okay.
But I just need you to guess how many times that poor, beautiful, like half terrier.
You're saying a
half-
full orbit of Earth.
Yeah, I know how many times.
What do you think?
Oh, God.
I'll go first. I'm not
Okay,
scared.
yeah.
I mean, traveling at 18,000 miles an... No, I'm just kidding. I don't know that.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Like Alan from The Hangover.
Yeah. I'm just going to go with 1.
Okay.
4?
It is 4.
Who's in the game?
Here he is.
Come
Who's
on.
in the game?
Come on.
Okay, well,
4. Can you imagine?
As if you didn't know that. Come on.
No, but I mean, honestly, to just be like... and then like...
yeah.
just seeing Russia from above and just being
Yeah.
like, oh man, I wish this thing would slow down, but it's going so fast. And then it's like, God, it's getting cold in here. You know, it's funny. I do think that like a lot of humans' attachment to dogs and what happened to Sputnik changed it. Like, it's crazy if there's like ever experiments, like no one's going to talk about it happening to a dog because it's like, oh no, you can't do it to the one we love, which one day we'll love all animals equally, but Sputnik, you're forever in our prayers. I thought it was going to be a camera question. I was stoked. I was like,
No.
Laika, let's go.
I haven't got
don't
any
know
questions
anything
for cameras. Here's number 5.
Okay.
It's a quick one. You got Howl in for this one.
Okay.
So get your howls ready. Who is the owner of Snoopy the dog?
I was thinking Snoop Dogg then. I was like, that doesn't what?
I did try to write a Snoop Dogg question based on
Snoopy the
Snoopy the
dog.
dog, but who owns Snoopy the dog?
No howl for me. I mean, I don't even know. That's from Peanuts, right? Like, I unfortunately, like,
It is from Peanuts.
Yeah.
Howl, James?
Well, the singer, James.
Don't know, just take a swing at a name.
It's not James. Does anyone else in the room want to go for it? Joel? Charlie Brown does own Snoopy.
Shut up.
Yeah? That's
Oh, man.
little fact about Snoopy the dog.
Bring it.
There's an original Vincent van Gogh painting hanging in Snoopy's doghouse. But in none of the episodes do you see inside his doghouse. But afterwards, the guy that created him was like, yeah, he's got loads of stuff in there.
No
Just
way.
made up, like he's got a pool in there. He's got like a plane hanger in there. But that was the game. You've won 3-1 against Joel and Alex. So you're the champion.
You guys crushed it. That was amazing.
Can you eat sweets? You've won a bag of Haribo Tangfastics.
Absolutely not getting eaten.
You don't look like you eat sweets because you look ridiculously powerful. How many push-ups can you do?
Right now?
Should we have a competition?
I will...
Destroy me?
No, I would say, let me look at all of your boobs.
Boobs?
I would double anybody here.
Here he is.
Absolutely fine.
Looking for the jugs kit again.
We'll wrap this all up, so it'll be over for you soon. You can leave this room.
This has been like the third most enjoyable thing I've done all day. I love it.
Oh, that's all right. Top 3. Come
Top
on.
3. Yeah.
Right, okay. So we have on Spotify the Drum Social playlist.
Oh.
If you could just pick 3 songs, any songs you want, could be songs you've played on, songs
Okay.
that inspire you, you're in the driving seat.
Songs I've played on. No, we shan't do that. You know what? Why not? I'll take one. I'll just take one of the spots. So it's called it's hard to say. Dyslexic Smile by Simon Says.
It's quite ironic.
Just just because I re-recorded that or recorded it like in the last year for the band, so I would like that. Definitely Saturday Savior by Failure. If you want to get good at playing at 55 to 60 BPM rock, that Failure is the band. The album is called Fantastic Planet. But
I've been called it a lot, but I don't know the band.
And then, oh man, Home Team by Lakeview. So Corey's on drums, and it's a great insight into where country is headed in America, where it's just all 7-string guitars, heavy as all hell, produced like it's a metal album, but then with just a little bit of country twang on top of it, a little Chevy Silverado, if you don't mind. And it's great. So Home Team by Yep, by Lakeview.
Well, yeah, we did it.
We did it.
We
Thank
did
you
it.
so
You got
much.
through it.
We
Thanks
did
so
it.
much. Thanks everyone for listening.
Woo!
Oh, shout out to the UK Drum Show for housing
Yes.
us, giving us the opportunity to speak
Amazing.
with Mike.
Yeah. And we're starting to hear little Jay from Tesseract getting his sound check going on. Love
He's
that.
a tasty player.
He is. Well, lads, congrats to both of you guys. It's just been awesome to watch you guys build this into what it's become. And I think the drum industry needs lots of podcasts like this. And they just need, honestly, drummers in general need to hang out with two friends for an hour and just unplug from the world. And you guys give them that. So it's much appreciated.
Oh, fucking hell.
Was it?
Yeah.
Too nice. Right. I think we're officially done.